Hello guys, welcome back to Analytics with PM. So in this video, I will import the Excel data that is basically a superstore sales data, and I will process that sales data into our Medallion architecture in Microsoft Fabric. And I will use some of the data flows into Lakehouses. Once the data is processed into the Medallion architecture, I will import that into our semantic model and I will create this modeling out of that. And after then, once the semantic model is ready, we are going to import that semantic model in our Power BI report and we are going to create a fresh report out of it. So stay connected with this video. Guys, let's back to screen. So let me open the Excel sheet. So basically this is the CSV file where I am having the sales type of data. Basically it is a superstore sales data. Okay. So it is having the columns like order ID, order date, ship mode, customer ID, customer name, segment, and reason related detail is also there. Apart from that, it is having the product ID, category, subcategory, product name, and you can see it is also having the sales quantity, profit. Basically in returns you can see it is having hash NA. So we have to do some of the transformation to remove this hash NA in Dataflow Zen 2. So we will be doing that. Also you can see there are two blank columns. So in Dataflow Zen 2 we are going to eliminate these two. Okay. So guys, let's move to our Fabric account. So I've already created a workspace just like a Superstore sales. Let me create one Lakehouse so that I can import this Excel sheet. Okay, let me create this. Let me name it as a Superstore sale. Okay, so our Lakehouse is created. Now let me load this file into the file section. Let me browse this. Okay, this one is our file. Okay, you can see it has successfully uploaded the file. Okay, now let me go and see where is the file. This one is the file which we have uploaded. Now we have to bring this into the table section. So we will be needing a data flow Z2. Let me create a data flow Z2. So I'm going to name it as a branch layer. Basically in this bronze layer we are simply ingesting the data. We are not going to do any of the transformation, and this lakehouse is also a bronze layer. Now let me pull up this from to the lakehouse. Okay, so our workspace is superstore sales, and in superstore sales lakehouse in file section we have to get this data under the file section. Okay, this one is our data. Let me create it. Okay, so here basically you can see our rows are shifted one row down, so we have to use first row as a header. Okay, okay, let me check.
Okay, so basically it's a simple ingest. So I'm not going to do any of the transformation in this layer. Simply we are ingesting it into our table section. Okay, I'm going to name it as a superstore sales. Okay, now let me publish it. So let's wait until the data flow Zen2 get published. Guys, the data flow Zen2 has successfully published. So let me go to our Lakehouse, and under the table section, let me see where is the file. Okay, this one is our file. So here we can see the table view. Yeah, so in this bronze layer, we have successfully imported our file. Now we have to create a silver layer where we are going to do some of the basic transformations. So let me create a lake house, and this I'm going to name it as a silver. Okay, so basically we have to create one more data flow Zen2 because we will do the transformation in data flow Zen2 only. Okay, let me get the data from to the lake house. Not in silver. Okay, this one is our data. Okay, first of all, I'm going to name it as a row ID. Okay, now let me check one by one each and everything. Basically, you have to check the data type and the error values, basically the nulls. Yeah, in this we are having NA. Okay, let me check what are the values it is holding. Okay, basically it is holding 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace this NA with 0. Okay. Oh, you can right click and replace values. You can type it as hash n/a with 0. Okay, so you can see it is showing now values as 0 and 1. Okay, let me change the data type to whole number. Okay, now we have to remove these two columns. So let me remove it. Okay, so basically our data is now showing correctly. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring the calendar table into this silver layer. So basically I'm already having the M code. So let me show you this M code. I have I'm having the Mcode into our notepad. So basically in this Mcode, what you need to change only the start date and the end date. The start date will be, you have to check the min date, and the max date will be the end date. Okay, so let me copy this one and let me create the calendar table out of it. So let me get a new query, advanced editor. Okay, no, we have to get a blank query. Okay, this thing I'm going to modify afterwards. You have to check the max and the min date. Let me name it as a calendar. Okay, now basically, yeah, so you can see it has given the month name, month sort, quarter, and basically this one we have got from to the M code. And now let me check the max and the min date. Sort ascending. Okay, 1/1/2019. It is our start date. In date is 31/12/2020. Okay, now I'm going to rename here. Okay, it has generated the calendar table from to the date which we have passed. Okay, now what we are going to do? We are going to publish these two uh, into our silver layer. Okay, give the destination. Okay, let me give the destination of this calendar table also. I will provide this calendar table, the M code for this calendar table in our description where you can download it. Also, I am going to give you the dataset on which I am working. Now we have to get this silver. Let me save it. Okay, now I'm going to publish it. Now basically in gold layer, what we are going to do, we are going to create a modeling from this calendar and our superstore sales fact table and this calendar table. Okay, after then we are going to create the semantic model, and in gold layer also we are going to create some of the calculations, and after then in power we are going to bring this semantic model, and we are going to create some of the visualizations. So guys, I have created the gold layer in which I have imported the data superstore sales from to the silver layer and also the calendar table. Now in this layer I'm going to do some of the modification, just like I have to create the difference of days between the order date and the ship date. Okay, so I have created one calculated column as like average duration, where let me show it, where I have used the function duration dot days ship date minus order date. So this will give us the duration of days So basically we will get the duration of days. Okay, and I have changed the data type for this as a whole number. Okay, so you can see we are getting the number of days. Okay, so now let me close this data flow. Now we have to create the semantic model in the gold layer. Okay, so let me open the SQL Analytics endpoint where we are going to create the semantic model from to this our fact table and the dimension table, which is calendar table. Okay, so let me show you the tables. Under the table section, we are having calendar table and superstore sales. Okay, now let me go to model layouts. Okay, so basically there are some system generated tables. So we don't need to include those. So once we are going to import the semantic model in our Power BI, so these tables will not show. Okay, so let me bring our superstore sales near to calendar table and let us create the semantic model. Okay, so let me create the relationship between the date column. Okay, so our semantic model is ready. Now let me update this semantic model. Okay, so you can see in default semantic model we are getting only our two tables, not the system generated tables. Okay, so basically we are going to pull this semantic model in our Power BI report. Let me short this month with the month name. Okay, month name with month. Okay, so in the advanced editor we'll get the option to short it by month. Okay, let me try one more time. Okay, now it is successful. Yeah, so month short also we need to short it by month number. Okay, so this is also done. Let me update the semantic model. Okay, now it is succeeded. Now it is succeeded. Okay, now let me open the Power BI report. Okay, let me open the blank report. Okay, now we have to get the data from to the semantic model. Okay, this gold layer is our semantic model. Let me connect it. Okay, we got our calendar table and superstore cell. Let me show you the semantic model. Okay, we got our semantic model which we have created in our gold layer. Okay, as you can see all the columns are there. Now let me create the visualizations. So I have taken one card visual in which I'm going to show the total sales. Okay. Okay, now let me format it a little bit. Okay, let me turn on the title. Let me turn off the category value. Okay, so from to here, I will write down the total sales. Let me center it and let me increase the font size. Let me visual the border. Okay, the rounded corners, let me turn on to 30px. Okay, so over this KPI has been created as a total sales. Okay, now let me show the total profit. So I'm copying this. Okay, and I'm putting the profit in place of sales. Okay, and now I'm going to format it. The title will be total profit. Okay, now I can also put the total quantity. Okay, so let me copy this visual and let me change to quantity. Okay, so I'm putting here the quantity. Okay, now let me change the title. Total quantity. Okay, okay, now let me add one slicer. Okay, so I'm going to put here the country. Okay, so country is having only US, so I'm going to change it to region. Okay, let me format it. So the style will be drop down. Okay, now let me use the format painter. Okay, now let me change the title. Okay, let me change to the title section. Okay, so now it is coming at the middle. Okay, now let me copy this one. Okay, now let me copy this one and let me add a month. Okay, let me add the month name. Okay, Now let me change the title. It is showing the blanks also, so we have to remove the blank also, and we have to change the title. Okay, so let me go to the format. First of all, I am going to unselect the blank and hide it, lock it and hide it. Okay, now let me change the title to month. Okay, okay, now let me add the line chart so that I can show here the total sales by month name. Okay, let me add the month name into x-axis and the total sales into our y-axis. Okay, so let me change it to area chart. Okay, so let me use the format painter. Okay, okay, now let me copy it, and also we can show sum of sales by sum of profit by month name. Okay, so here in this visual we are going to change the sum of sales to sum of total profit. Okay, so this visual is showing sum of profit by month name. Okay, now let me add one pie chart. Okay, so now, okay, so here we can add, okay, here we can add the total sales by region. Okay, let me use the format painter. Okay, let me format it a little bit. Okay, let me turn on the detail label so it is showing the details. Also, in these area chart we have to format just like we have to enable the data labels. Okay, for to this visual also we have to enable the data labels, and we can also turn on the markers. Okay, okay, for to this visual also we can turn off the markers. Okay, okay, so now we are going to add the donut chart. Okay, so basically in the donut chart we are going to show the total sales by segment. Okay, let me use the format painter. Let me format it a little bit. Okay, so data labels are turned on. Okay, now again let me copy this visual. Okay, now again I have to copy this visual, and here I want to show the total profit by segment. Okay, okay, now let me add one column chart. So in this column chart we are going to show the total sales by product name. total sales by category. Okay, let me use the format painter. Okay, so basically we have created the visualization. Okay, let me check whether it is interacting with our slicers or not, or it is interacting. Okay, so basically our both of the slicers are interacting with our content. Okay, now let me publish this report into our workspace. Okay, so I have selected our workspace and I am going to publish this report into our workspace. Okay, it got succeeded. Now let me go to a Fabric account. Okay, let me log in. Okay, so let me check whether we are having the report. Yeah, we got our report. Okay. Now let me create a data pipeline where I will trigger all these data flows and the semantic model for to the schedule refresh. Okay, let me name it as a superstore sales. Okay, so basically we are going to add here the data flows. Okay, so let me add the data flow. Okay, we have to choose here our branch layer. So workspace is superstore sales and data flow is branch. Okay, I'm going to name it as a branch. Okay, now let me clone it. Okay, now let me clone it, and here we are going to select our silver layer. Let me name it as a silver. Okay, let me choose our silver layer. Okay, on success it should point to our silver layer. Okay, now let me clone this one. Let me add the gold. Okay, let me name it as a gold data flow. Okay, let me choose the gold one. Okay, so now we have to select the semantic model. Okay, let me choose our semantic model. Okay, workspace is superstore sales, and we have to choose the gold layer. Okay, so the tables are, also we have to choose the tables also. Okay, tables are loading. Okay, let me choose our both two tables. Okay, now let me name it as a gold semantic. Gold semantic model. Okay, now let me save it and run it. Okay, let's wait for it to succeed. Okay, as you can see, our bronze layer is in progress. So let's wait for it to complete. Till then, let me schedule it. Okay, so I'm going to schedule it daily at 10 p.m. Okay, let me choose the time. Now let me add the date. Okay, in date you can select any of the future date. Okay, time zone you can select and you can apply it. So daily at 10 p.m. this pipeline will run and it will trigger all the data flows and the semantic model. Auto the schedule refresh. As you can see, our pipeline has successfully succeeded. Okay, so once our once we are inserting any new record into our CSV file, then it will run, this pipeline will run daily at 10 p.m. and we will get our most up to date data. Okay, so thank you for watching this video.